Okay, so this module is primarily focused on managing the vSAN storage space efficiency, how efficiently we can use the vSAN. Okay, and just to look up the options for the uh, storage optimization. Okay,
Oh, sure. Okay, sir.
so the key importance as the number of virtual machine increase the space on vSAN cluster when consider using the vSAN. Uh, like we can optimize the storage by using the technologies that we refer as an storage space efficiency techniques. Okay, storage efficiency techniques enables you to reduce the amount of actual reduce the amount of storing data and storage cost as well when we apply the efficiency techniques. We are going to learn about those today. What are those efficiency techniques and how we gonna apply them? So this overall module have only one lesson, that is the one managing vSAN storage efficiency, space efficiency. Okay, so what are the key objective? First, we will talk about vSAN storage efficiency. What is this? Discuss about dedupe and compression and the steps. How do we configure the compression only mode or dedupe or compression or dedupe only? Then detail about talking more on RAID 5 and RAID 6 as an erasure coding and describe the space of reclaim the storage space. That's we refer as with trim technology or unmap technology. Okay. Reclamation is something like if we have do something over provision, how we can reclaim.
Okay, sir.
Okay. So from storage efficiency perspective, we'll see number of technology typically we used. So the techniques can be easily enabled and could be take extended time to implement depending on where and how we are implementing it. Storage efficiency techniques can be categorized into opportunistic and deterministic. Opportunistic means is just to see the opportunity like where we can do that. Okay. And these are the opportunity kind of do dedupe compression only, kind of using primarily thin provision, trim or unmap. And from deterministic means this is already we have taken the determination just to apply kind of my eraser coding with RAID 5 and RAID 6. So when we talk about especially the technologies, those are opportunistics. So by default, my election is none. So what we can implement as in compression only, or we can apply dedupe and compression. So these are the storage efficiency. These are the encryption one. We'll talk in separate section about security one. Okay.
Okay, sir.
So whatever the policy we are applying on particular, it's not the first thing. It is not the VM level. It is for the entire vSAN data store. It's not impacting the one object, or we cannot neglect any of the object that we are creating in a vSAN data store. Primarily, it is applying to the entire vSAN data store. Okay. And definitely once you'll apply, it took some time to, to completely perform that. Okay. When enable efficiency, vSAN perform the rolling reformatting every disk group on every host, which required all data to be evacuated depending on the data stored on the vSAN data. The data evacuation process might take a long time to complete. So if we want to use it, just apply it. Or if you want to use it later also, then you can configure later. But definitely it's going to take some time. So dedupe and compression, it's an exam asking question. So when you apply dedupe and compression, actually where it goes deploy, where it goes apply. Okay, definitely supply end of the day to my disk group. Okay, and disk group means this is my SSD. SSD means it is my cache drive primarily referring here. So by applying the dedupe engine and compression engine, end of the day, whatever data is coming here, that is impacting that. Okay. So dedupe and compression providing the following benefits. One of data is written from cache tier to capacity tier. Dedupe offers favorable results in case we are using VDI. So when we say VDI, so first of all, let's understand what is the dedupe. What do you understand by dedupe? Dedupe means is if
Duplication
multiple
the data.
VMs, correct,
Okay.
multiple VMs using kind of similar kind of data. Okay. So instead of creating 3 separate copy for that data, or I would say for that object, it's going to create the one copy, right? Especially when we say the best use case for dedupe is VDI. When we say VDI, because in VDI, we are using similar kind of operating system and almost similar kind of applications, the basic fundamental applications that we are providing to the end user, right? So that's why we say
Deduplication.
yeah, favorable results with VDI. Compression offers more favorable result with the text or program files. Okay, especially when we are using kind of SharePoint or kind of file share on a Windows server, then compression helps us a lot. Okay. So dedupe and compression engine works at this group level end of the day, because data passes through the dedupe and compression engines before it lands on the opacity tier. Okay. VM IO performance may be reduced, not too much, but yes, a minor impact will come to the VM IO performance, especially when we say kind of DB or Exchange server. So we wouldn't prefer, especially to go for the mechanism kind of dedupe and compression, and especially where we are using the general purpose workload, kind of when we say the VDI or the file share on a operating system, then we prefer to go with these features. Disk management consideration. So properly disk managing, the disks are part of your disk group only, and vSAN require knowledge of environment size and the threshold values. Then when we managing this disk group in a cluster, you cannot add or remove single capacity device. You cannot add or remove the remove a single capacity device from a disk group. You must remove the entire disk group to make it's the kind of modification. A single disk failure causes the entire disk group to fail. That's the important point. Okay. Consider adding additional disk to the disk group, increase the cluster storage capacity, because it's not a feature of disk level, it is the feature of disk group level. Okay. So
Okay, sir.
whenever any failure will occur or something like that, so first of all, what we need to do, we have to remove the disk group, bring up the disk, and again just recreate the disk group. But if dedupe and compression is not enabled, if any capacity disk got failure or something, we can replace it directly. Okay.
Okay, sir. So when dedupe is enabled, irrespective of capacity or cache disk, we have to recreate the disk groups. Yes, sir.
Yes, yes. If that's got any fault anytime, so we have
Okay.
to recreate the entire disk group again.
Maybe in my scenario, we have dedupe is not enabled, sir, because recently I have worked in disk capacity replacement.
Yeah, yeah. That
The only
no,
capacity we.
yeah. That time is possible. But again, I want to take one more example. If cache got failure, cache because of disk, then it's
Yeah.
automatically fail the entire disk group. Okay.
Yes, so you have to recreate
When
the
you
disk group.
replacing
Yes, sir.
when you are adding the cache, it will ask you add the cache along with recreate the disk group as well.
Yes,
When
sir.
you will replace the cache device. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Compression only mode, you can enable the compression only mode, but for that, any kind of dedupe compression encryption feature, first of all, keep in mind we require the all flash. Okay. Only with the all flash disk group, it's not possible when we are using the hybrid. Hybrid means my capacity is HDD and my cache is SSD. So compression only provide following feature: move data from cache tier to individual capacity device, ensure the better parallelism and throughput, reduce the amount of storage by approximately 2 times. I mean, it's giving you approximately 50% of efficiency, we could say. Reduce the failure domain from entire disk group to the individual capacity device. So failure domain means the component, one disk is considered kind of one failure domain. So when you can see the compression engine here working on the per disk level. Okay. So this one is considered as kind of one failure domain.
Okay, sir.
Not fault domain. Don't get confused with the fault domain is a different thing. Okay.
Okay, yes, sir. That will cluster level, yes, sir.
Yes, fault domain we apply on the cluster level, and we have to select the kind of nodes per fault domain. Okay. So scale up a disk group without unmounting when required. If a capacity device failed, only component on the device are marked as degraded, not the entire. When we are using the compression only, okay, not the entire disk group. We can change that. Verifying the space saving. So here you can see once you will apply the compression to the particular data vSAN data store, then once you will go in a monitor tab, capacity, here you will see the
How
the
much we have
compression,
saved?
how much space you have saved out of total. Okay.
Yes,
So another technology for space saving, that's we are referring kind of erasure coding. RAID 5 we could take, or we can choose RAID 5, RAID 6 kind of erasure coding. Okay. But they have some certain conditions. Like here is a comparison. If we will take FTT1, okay, if we will take fault tolerance to 1
one.
with
Okay.
RAID 1, then it means that it consume the 2 times of space, right?
Yes, sir.
Correct. If we are writing 10 GB data, so underline this will go
10,
10 GB,
10.
10 GB.
Yes, sir.
But as compared to it, if we are creating RAID 5 works here in 3 plus 1 manner. Okay. When I say 3 plus 1 manner, any data stripe will return data, parity. Okay. Maybe for next step, data, parity, data, and parity. I mean, it's a dynamic, right? Kind of that. But in this situation, what it took? It took extra 33% of my original data, where parity have the capability by applying the mathematical algorithm just to regenerate any fault, any failure data. Okay.
Yes, sir. Okay,
So
sir.
can we apply FTT1 with the RAID 6? Answer is no.
No.
Okay. So when we when we compare with FTT2 RAID 1, then it will take 2 times. Okay. But FTT2 RAID 1 is not applicable for RAID 5. And where we are applying this RAID 6, it's take 1.5 space. Okay.
Yes, sir. So here, rate 5 is not the FT2,
No.
rate 6.
Correct. RAID 6 only provide FTT2, but RAID 1 provide both up to FTT3 level, ideally. But if
Okay.
we compare FTT3 level, it will take the 4x space, but that is not applicable for RAID 5 and RAID
Rate
6. That's
6.
why they didn't show here as an
Yeah. Okay.
FTT3. Okay.
So normally, with all companies will keep rate 6 rates, sir, FTT2.
Yeah, it's all matter actually. So when I say when we apply the RAID, it's some extra overhead to your host. Okay. Maybe some minor gap in performance as well, but not the bigger one. Okay. So where we are using 4 nodes, we can go with RAID 5, FTT1. Where we are using 6 or more nodes, we can go with FTT2,
Rate 6. Okay.
RAID 6.
So
Okay.
if okay, minimum, if you have six more than 6 nodes means we can go for. Okay.
You can, right.
Mm.
It's not mandatory still, okay? It's
Yeah.
a choice.
Yes, sir.
Either, again, what I said, it's all matters. Like for an example, you have some DBVM required high performance, keep them in FTT1, RAID 1. Okay. If you are looking for general purpose workload and you want some performance is still fine, then you can go FTT1 RAID 5 also, right? If performance is not too much matter, then you can go FTT1, FTT2, RAID 6. Here you are getting redundancy, okay, along with the storage efficiency as well. Because 2 times, na, FTT2, it means that it can tolerate 2 nodes failure simultaneously.
Yes, sir. So for exchange and DB servers, we will follow the best.
You
Okay.
should, yeah, the best practice say we should go with the where we feel the higher IOPS is
Okay.
required, we should go with FTT1 RAID 1. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Where we say the medium IOPS, it's fine to work. that is fine. Then you can go FTT1 RAID 5, where you say performance is not a big matter for me. IOPS is not a big matter for me, but still redundancy is matter for me. Then you can go with the FTT2 RAID 6.
Okay, sir.
So thin provision is another method to no to for a space provision mechanism, because when we say the thick provision, it will automatically consume the underlying space by default. If the any in any policy, my space allocation is the thin provision. Okay, here thick and thin provision, the percentage of thick, the percentage of thin, it's matter like when we are creating the storage policy. Okay, so thin provision is the default behavior. Allocate the required storage space on need. It means that if my vSAN data store, for example, 100 TB, out of it I have created the 10 GB as an object. So out of this 10 GB, only my consumable will be considered the actual data return. When I say actual data return, like if 2 GB only fill out of it, then only minus 2 GB. Okay. But if I'll convert, if during my storage policy, if I will make is thick up to 25%, 50%, or 100%. So if I will say 100%, it means that it will be considered as an consumed space. So it means minus 10 immediately. If I will say 50%,
Minus 10. Okay.
minus 5. If I'll say 20 to 25% reserved, then
Yeah.
25%, 2.5 of it will be reduced immediately. Okay. So we should go with thick as well. But in again some special cases, again where we are referring some higher IOPS kind of the the high fluency of data in and out kind of my DB server, again my Exchange server, a high flow of mail, then we can go with thick as well. That's not a problem. Okay. Still, it matters within my storage policy that is being applied. So again, with separate set of storage policy, we can set separate methods of space allocation. Okay. And where we have kind of what if analysis within my capacity. When we say what if analysis means, what if analysis, so you when you will observe the capacity of your data store, vSAN data store. Like for example, for now it is showing you 10 TB as in free space. But from here, by applying different set of policy, for example, the default one you are using FTT1 RAID 1, and you are converting into FTT1 RAID 5. Okay. It is not actually converting, it is the what if. What if means if you will try to convert it, how much space you can reclaim. Okay. It means that it will show you like if today you are using FTT1 RAID 1 and if you will convert into FTT1 RAID 5, how much space can be reclaimed or how much space advantage you will be getting. Okay. That's what
Okay.
is trying to showcase you. And this what if analysis is available within my capacity tab when we are doing the monitoring, where it will show the overall capacity. You remember last time I showcased you something like from the capacity option. Anyway, we'll be covering it.
Yes, sir.
Then trim and unmap storage reclamation. vSAN is fully aware of trim and unmap command sent from guest OS and can reclaim the previous allocated storage as in free space. So trim, especially it is for Linux operating system. When we use trim or unmap storage reclamation, has following benefit: enhances the storage space efficiency, reduce the number of blocks which need to be resynchronized in the event of failure or rebalance your vSAN cluster. Read cache can be freed up to reduce the number of blocks which need to be copied to the capacity tier. So where do we run this trim or unmap command? Okay. So this trim or unmap command is especially used for where we are using kind of the guest operating system. The guest operating system level we can run it. So what it will do, it will, for an example, simple, like if a guest operating system earlier it was using kind of 10 GB, and out of 10 GB for the time being, it is using the entire 10 GB. But after some time, it freed up. I mean, out of 10 GB, it's using 2 GB. Okay. But if I will see the capacity consumption perspective, still it will show 10 GB as an consumed. Okay. Let
Okay,
me
sir. Yeah,
so
yeah.
like for an example, this
Well, at
earlier was
some time,
10
but
GB,
okay,
but
sir.
user have deleted some file, but now actually uses only 2 GB. Okay, my 8 GB is free, but if you'll see on hypervisor level, still it will show me the 10 GB. So what it'll do then when we will run trim or unmap command to particular VM level, so it will show me the actual utilization kind of 2 GB, and it will free it up from the vSAN data store. It will free it up. It will unblock the 8 GB of remaining space. Okay.
Yes, sir. But how we will come to know, sir, that that particular VM user had deleted a file?
So it's matter like if you will see on the guest operating system level, what is actually my utilization.
Okay.
Okay, like for example, I've given 100 GB, but my actual utilization is only 20 GB. Then I could say like 80 GB, I can trim or unmap.
So after some time again he copies the data, then it will do
It will,
automatically.
yeah, it will be included. That's not a problem at all.
Okay, okay.
This is the tab. When enable vSAN automatically reclaim the unused blocks after guest OS file get deletion. Okay, VMs that are running need to be power cycle for setting up the take effect. That's the important point. Okay, so we can enable the guest OS level trim and unmap. Trim and unmap is simple, like whenever you are not actually using those block, free up that so that my host can utilize for the moment that space to some other places. But whenever you will be needed, definitely storage will be given to you as well. All right.
Yes, sir. Got it, sir. Yes.
Then thin swap. Swap means when enable the swap, the any kind of swap object in storage, swap file on the VMs, right? Swap file on the VM where it will take the place, definitely to the underlying storage, right? So
Yes, sir.
any swap file to the underlying storage, if we will make it thin, then it will only, show, it will only reduce the amount of swap space, only the actual use. Okay. Then automatic rebalance. So rebalance is when the cluster is unbalanced. Rebalance start automatically after enabling automatic rebalance. Rebalance can wait up to 30 minutes to start, giving time to high priority tasks like EMM repair or kind of that. Then this is my rebalance threshold value. Its time is in by default in minutes. So after is 30 minutes, my vSAN is automatically just keep on checking. I can trigger manually also, rebalance the cluster from the skyline health. I can check if cluster is not somewhere is showing orange or kind of that. I can trigger, but still after is 30 minutes, we can trigger it and it will rebalance of my cluster.
Yes, sir. So
Object,
we have seen some of the warnings in the cluster saying that automatic rebalance is not enabled.
yeah. Most of the places we have seen, I mean, again, it's matter of the environment, but if we'll enable it after 30 minutes, it will start. So this is my object repair time. That's we talked earlier also. Again, we will cover it during how the maintenance will happen. So it's simply like if any object, we send wait repairing an object, if a host is in failed state or in maintenance state to be come. If it will not come after within 60-minute time frame, then it will automatically start up to rebuild the data, right?
Yes, sir.
So here is some lab kind of lab environment, creating Erasure coding policy, storage policy. That's almost the we will cover when we will see in the lab, but definitely we'll be going to cover it. Don't worry about it. Okay, then review of learning objective, what we learned, like what is my storage efficiency, where we talk about different technologies, discussed about dedupe and compression, where we can enable compression only. We can enable dedupe and compression, but definitely we have to look up what is the possible scenario for that. And how do we enable compression only. Then detail the use cases of RAID 5 and RAID 6 and how we can apply. Describe the step of reclamation of storage space with trim and unmap. That's an automated feature within my vSAN. But whenever we'll talk about trim and unmap in the traditional storage, that something we have to do it manually on the VM level.
So, sir, do you have any commands to run, sir?
No. That's only when,
Automatically.
yeah, that's an option, na.
Yes, sir.
If
But
it's not enabled, you are disable it, then you have to do from inside the guest operating system.
okay.
Okay, but you don't need to be worried here. If there is some unused block, definitely disk would be there. It doesn't mean that it will cut over your 8 GB disk. It's not like that. If you have allocated 10 GB, what I given you an example, out of 10 GB, if one time you are using 10 GB, that is fine. But another time, suppose that you have deleted some file, now you are only using 2 GB, but 8 GB is available, right? But still 8 GB is binded with you as a kind of used space. Okay. Your vSAN cannot leverage this 8 GB storage for the time being. But when you will run trim or unmap, so this original space will be available. Definitely this 8 GB with you. Don't worry about it. Whenever you will be using in future, you can. But for the time being, this 8 GB will be considered as a free space on the
Okay.
vSAN data store level.
Okay. So this feature came in 8.0, it is in 7.0 also, but I have not seen this option.
Trim and unmap, I believe it's from 7.x, but definitely I have to
Oh,
cross check it. But yeah, in 8.x,
okay.
definitely you can apply it.
Okay, sir.
Okay. Yeah, that's it for this module. What I believe so. We'll be
Yes,
covering
sir.
one more module.
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
Yeah.
today itself. So for now, if any question, can take it related to this module
Yeah,
as
yeah, yeah, yes, sir.